gender. It's number specific, not gender specific. For the verb, it's gender and number specific. Okay? So that's going to bring the verb itself to a total of 13, but in reality it's only 12. It's only because it's being specific now. That's all. It's really 12. It's still 12, but it's being specific, and this is where it specifies, because with the pronoun itself, there's no separation between the gender. It's just number orientated. So to show fa'ala plus fa'ala, English, what does it mean? He, she, for a verb now. They. Because, look, fa'ala literally means to do. So he did, she did, they did.
Not
that's
them
what we
did.
Not them. No, that's it. That's that other backward talking. See, that's tell them again. They. Okay? So how do we say that? How do we say that? Again, reference is being made to gender now. So we got to take care of the first one. So look, this is what we say now. We say, the aleph. Aleph is the fa'il. When you see an aleph, so the verb is fa'ala. Fa'ala. That means they did. Right? They. And references here is dual. This is the aleph of duality. Okay? Right? Just for our notes, gender-wise, which gender is it? Right? If you live in America, you're in trouble, right? It can be
anything, whatever.
Anything go, right? But in the world of sane people and the Muslims, and may Allah allow us to take over again. Right? I don't care about them now. See, I'm on.
You on the roll.
Oh yeah, right? Fa'ala, right? Just pretending, all right? Just making it sound good for the class.
Trying to rile us up.
Yeah,
so we get when they come and get us.
We had a brother like that. I'll never forget this cat. We used to take classes with Sheikh Omar. Everybody knows Sheikh Omar. Mm-hmm. Heard of him, the blind sheikh. We used to take classes with him. Yeah, he was one of my teachers. Yeah. That's right. Y'all know.
Y'all already knew. They already knew.
We had this cat who would get up. Now, wallahi, he never talked like this, Sheikh Umar. Never. This cat would get up and do a khutbah and tell people, you got to go to jihad, go to jihad, go. Sheikh Umar never talk like that. I'm not kidding. And we look at this cat, and then it came out, he was on the tape. He was one of the ones that was, found out that he was a spy for the spying for the FBI.
Wow.
In our masjid.
And that's based on all lies.
All lies. Sheikh Umar never.
He was a student. You would know if he said anything like that.
And I personally, when I first met him, I asked him about, in Arabic we call the word irhabi, terrorism. Yeah. Is irhabi permissible in Islam? Itlaqan haram, 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 he said. Itlaqan, absolutely haram. Terrorism is haram in Islam. It is not permissible for a Muslim to terrorize, blow up himself. It's haram. And then he went into this thing about the rules of jihad. Even if you want to engage in jihad, we not like the Yahoo. We don't do secret war. If it's jihad, it comes from the Khalifah or from the Khalifah, and it's ma'aruf. It's known that we at war. This thing going around putting things under buses. I mean, you terrified.
That sounds like somebody else.
But they don't want to hear that part.
Put stuff on the buses.
Yeah, we don't do things like that. Yeah. So you worry about these people here. They know the truth. They know the truth. All right. So the aleph is the aleph of duality. Okay. So the feminine counterpart for fa'ala right, would be right. See it? Fa'alata. Combination of the ta, feminine ta, plus the aleph of duality. You see what we did? The feminine ta, the ta, in the duality. Right? So fa'ala, fa'alata. Okay? Everybody got it?
Yeah.
So, he did, she did, they did, they did. All right, now you see it now. Alhamdulillah.
Oh, yeah?
Alhamdulillah. We gotta have some. Alhamdulillah. All right. So we got this, right? Right? Fa'ala, fa'alat, fa'ala, fa'alata. Right? Again, what's fa'alata? It's a combination of the ta with sukoon in the aleph. Right? That's how we got that. Fa'alata. Okay?
That just makes sense. This thing makes sense.
Okay.
You just talking about that, like how you just said that, like that. Like I was talking to my wife about like some of the words they use to describe the words, like fa'il. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas in English, you have to know. Like she was telling me, because she took English, she was like, yeah, this and that.
She took English, huh?
And I told her I didn't know what none of that was. And she was like, well, and I explained it to her. She was like, oh, she said that's much easier than. She knew what some of those terms that we was talking about was, and the way she explained it to me, because she's not a teacher, nothing. She made it so I could understand it. But when I've read it and I've never understood it before, like you said, like Joseph and all that stuff, she explained it in a way I can understand them.
Okay, so we have huwa, hiya, huma. Right? Go to whom. Okay? Okay, again, whom is what? Plural. Right? What's plural in Arabic? 3 or more. Here, for the plurals, for the third person, gender specific as well as number. We know it's number, but it's gender specific, right? So, the verb is going to look like what? Fa'alu. Okay? The wow is your fa'il. We call this the wow of plurality, of plural, the plural wow. That's your fa'il. Okay? And it's written when you at the end of the verb, when it's at the end of the verb, you write an aleph with a full circle, which is the true sukoon, which means there's no pronunciation value whatsoever. In Arabic, the sukoon is actually half a circle, or like
Yeah, I noticed that there's 3 different ones.
Right. So when the Musaf, when you look at, right, it's written with a full circle. That means this aleph has no pronunciation value whatsoever. It's just to let you know you at the end of your word.
So those two sukoons are not the same.
They're not the same.
Because I was in a class, and the way he explained it was like you could either use this one or that. Like it's just like people just write it differently.
I think I went over there the first time I met you when I explained to the difference between the Uthmani script and the Pakistan script. I mean, it's the different, so they're used for different purposes. This is the sukoon. When you see it as a full circle, what it means in reading, it has no pronunciation value whatsoever when you're in the Mus'haf. When you see half of one, it means you're going to hear this. You're going to hear that ta. That's the traditional sukoon that we know. But this here is sukoon, but it's no value in pronunciation.
Will that sukoon never be over a letter?
Sometimes, for tajweed, sometimes it is. It depends on what, because some rule, right, in tajweed, in tajweed, but in Arabic, this sukoon here, like if you have a verb, like let's say fa'alu, right, and you want to show that it's the end, if we had to put vowels on all these letters, right, fa, we have a fata, ain, we have a fata, lam is a dhamma, technically, right? Because that's they go together. What's over the wow?
Sukoon.
A sukoon. They're not the same. We're reading this here because it's a long vowel. This one here has no value whatsoever in pronunciation. It's just we at the end of the word. So let's say if we wanted to put a we can attach a pronoun to any one of these. Right? Okay. Our verb we had a little early was akala. Right? Akala. Right? Right quick. Akalat. Everybody see it?
Yes.
Akala. Akalata. Akalu. Right? Akalu. Akala means to eat. What would akalu mean? They ate. How we say they ate it? Akalu who or akalu had, depending on if it's masculine or feminine, right? Right? They ate it. We talk about fish, for example, right? That's akalu. They ate. So we want to attach the pronoun plus our pronoun.
You don't have you take
Akalu.
because it's not there anyway. It's not,
really there.
It's not there. That's only to say you know you're at the end of your word. That's all that's for.
That makes a lot of sense too.
When you read the word, when you look at the word,
Right.
when you going on it
So
like that.
now akalu. If you don't see the aleph, you know you got something next is attached to that there.
If you don't see the
If that was there, then the high would be the beginning of the next word.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So akalu hu. So you know that who is attached is on here. So they ate it. Okay. Okay. All right. So we got that. Right. So fata ta with sukoon, the aleph of duality, tan aleph, and then the wow. What's the purpose of this aleph with the sukoon? Right? It means that you end of the word. It has no pronunciation value whatsoever. And then when you have to attach something to it, then it goes away. Because now you clearly know that they're in now. Okay? All right? So we have the like fa'ala, fa'alat, fa'ala, fa'alata, fa'alu. Now we want hunna to refer to again. So let's look at meaning. He did, she did, they did, they did.
And
a little boring, isn't it?
No, it's good.
Right?
Good.
And now, for hunna, we say, fa'alna. Don't make it long. Fa'alna. Short. No shadda. No, fa'alna. Okay? Fa'alna. Look at it. That's the verb. Right? So this noon with fata is called the feminine noon of plural. The feminine plural noon. Okay? It's, when you see that noon with a fata, it's feminine plural.
Of feminine plurality.
Okay?
That's what it is.
So again, this is a thing. When you see it, you know whatever your vowel is going to be, it's going to be feminine, it's going to be plural.
So it's the aleph of duality,
Aleph duality. Aleph is dual.
Aleph is dual.
Wow is plural, masculine plural. And the noon, this is called the feminine noon. And it's for plural. And this noon here is exclusive only for noun, for verbs, excuse me. You're not going to find anything else other than a verb.
And it'll have the fata on it.
Yes. Right. And notice that it's proceeded, so the verb is going to end in sukoon. The actual verb is going to be sukoon. Fal na. Okay? Not long. Because if you read it long, you're changing the meaning.
So would you say
Exactly.
Would you say akalna?
Yeah, akalna. They ate. Okay, everybody good?
Yes.
Okay, everybody got it?
Yeah.
Okay, again, this is all third person. Okay, it's really 5 pronouns, but for the past tense verb, it came out to be 6. Okay, because, right, we distinguish between the dual feminine. Okay, so fa'ala, fa'alat, fa'ala, fa'alata, fa'alu, fa'alna. Okay, go ahead to the second person. Okay, no second person now. So let's first write down the pronouns just so we can have a point of reference. Okay, so our pronouns will be what? Anta, right? Anti. What's next? Antuma. Antum. And then Antunna. Okay. 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 How will what would we say for anta? For alta, because we know that one already, right? Those are the ones we studied already. Good. So we say for al. For alta. Right? Okay. So the thing, look, just make it real easy for everybody. If you know anta, listen, I'm going to say it again. If you know anta, if you know anti, if you know antume, if you know antum, antunna, cut it in half and take the end of it. Ta, ti, tume, tum, tumna. And that's your fa'al for your verb.
Oh.
Oh.
Tum, fa'al.
It went down real heavy.
Wow.
Hold up.
Got it?
No, I didn't. Now you got to say it again.
If you know anta, right? If you know anti, if you know antume, if you know antum, antunna, take the end. What's the end? Ta, ti, tume, tum, tumna. Those are the files for your verb.
That's okay.
Okay, got it now?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Right? If you know anta, right? Ta, anti, ti, antume, tume, antum, tum, antunna, tumna, and those become the file for the verb, for the past tense verb. Okay, so we have fa'alta. Fa'alti. Right? Fa'altuma. Fa'altum. Fa'altumna. Okay? Okay, got it? Okay. Again, if you know anta, anti, it's easy to do the verb. Okay? So what's in red signifies your fa'il. Okay? Okay? So if we look at akala again. Okay? So we say, let's take akala through second person. It comes akalta, akalti, akaltuma, akaltum, akaltumna. So akala means to eat. So akalta means you ate. And they all mean the same thing. Because again, in English, there's only one word. You. Right? Awesome. But when you look in Arabic, you know exactly who you're talking about specifically. Right? Okay? We good?
Yeah.
All right.
This is the
Second person.
second person.
Okay. Third person. Okay, we already know them because we had those verbs already. Right? And third person would be what? Pronoun would be Anna. And what? Nahnu. So what will be the verb for Anna? How we say I did. Fa'altu.
Oh, we got first person? Oh, I'm blowing.
Right? So right? Fa'altu. Okay, and then I And then nahnu, to say we did, fa'alna. Okay, so that's the full conjugation for the past tense verb. Okay. Right? Fa'ala, fa'alat, fa'ala, fa'alata, fa'alu, fa'alna. Fa'alta, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. Okay? Okay? Past tense verbs are mabni. Mabni. Right? Mabni ala fata. Okay? It stays the same. It don't change. Okay? Okay? So mabni ala fata. Mabni ala sukun. Okay? Okay, all right? You got it? Okay, we're going to go to the present tense. Okay? Okay. Everybody have it? Okay. All right. So let me just go ahead and take off this. I'm going to leave our pronouns up here. I'm going to leave the training wheels on. I'll get the urge in a moment. All right.
Yeah, me too.
Present tense verb. Okay, before we begin, okay? Everybody know how to go to the dictionary to, like when we learn a verb, everybody know how to go to the dictionary to retrieve the vowel, the middle vowel for form 1.
Yes.
Okay? How you go to the dictionary to get that. Okay, so that is done. And you know, for a present tense verb must begin with one of the following 4 letters. Hamza, Noon, Yeah, or Ta. You can't escape that. Right? Hamza, Noon, Yeah, or Ta. Okay? So, right now, okay, so if we're looking at using fa'al as our pattern, I'm going to go ahead and put that again in, put the fa'al again in red. Okay? Right? Hamza, Noon, Yeah, or Ta. Right? We have to begin with the verb with that. Right? So, for huwa to say he is doing something, right? We have to start with the yeah. Okay? And then we just bring our verb. Okay? The voweling sequence, we have to just learn what they are. For form 1, right? For form 1, the prefix letter is always fata. For form 1. That's not true for forms 2, 3, and 4. We hadn't done 5, 6, we hadn't done the other forms, but for form 1, the vowel of the prefix letter is always fata followed by sukun. Okay, so so we're going to treat that as normal. So, yaf, right? You go to the dictionary to find out what this middle vowel is. That's the dictionary tells you what that middle vowel is going to be. For form 1, because it changes. It's not always the same, depending on the word. Okay?
I don't know, you probably went over this already in the other classes, but what exactly do the forms, like, what do they signify? Like, what are they?
They give off different meanings of the verb. And we just learned how to, some of them, we didn't go into the meanings yet. Okay? All right? So everybody, so for fa'ala, the middle vowel is going to be a fata. So we're not going to do anything special about that there. And the present tense verb is subject to i'rab. So we start out in rough, marfu. So we say yaf'a what? We could also say what? Yaf'ala or yaf'al. Right? You make it marfu with dhamma, mansub with fata, or majzoom with sukun. Right? Yaf'alu, yaf'ala, yaf'al. Right? But we start out with rough, marfu. It can be marfu, mansub, or majzum. Okay? But we start out marfu. Okay? So yaf'alu. Right?
So the end of the verb doesn't take kasra.
No, not present verb. Kasra is only for nouns. Okay? So yaf'alu. Okay? Here becomes same thing, taf'alu. Right? So you can see the prefix markers, you can see ya corresponds to huwa. Ta corresponds to here. And same thing over here for anta and anta. We're going to go ahead and do the ones that we already know. And we fill in the rest of them. Okay? So for anta, same thing, taf'alu. You. Right? Anna, I'm bypassing that one deliberately. Anna, I, say I am doing something. Hamza, af'alu. Nahnu, we are naf'alu. Okay? Let's go ahead and fill this one in now. So we have so we have taf'alina. Okay? Okay, taf'alina. Okay? Okay? Everybody got it? These first, the top portion, we had already. We went over already. So it's no big deal. We want to now go into what we hadn't studied yet. And what are those? The duals and the plurals. Meaning-wise, it's not going to change, right? So if yaf'alu means he is doing, or he is reading, she is reading, huma, we want to say what? They. Whom is going to mean they. Huna is going to also mean they. No different. Taf'alu means you. All of them mean you. Right? You are reading, or you are doing, all the way down the line. We already know Anna and Nahnu. Okay? So, what do we have to do to the verb to make it say huma? Again, there are 12 pronouns, but with the verb, we're specific now. We're being specific now, okay? So, for huma, we're going to say, okay? For huma, we're going to say yaf'alani. Aleph and Nun. We already know the Aleph is, what do Aleph tell us? Dual. Aleph is duality. Okay? Aleph is duality. Yaf'alani. Okay? Right? And gender-wise, this is masculine. Feminine, we would say, taf'alani.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? That's it. That's the only difference between yeah and ta, right? Because again, for the verb, it's gender specific as well. Okay? Unlike the pronoun by itself, the pronoun doesn't matter, but for the verb, it's specific now. Okay? Right? So all we did, you see, if it's huwa, huwa plus huwa, yaf'alani. Hiya plus hiya, which is taf'alu. So taf'alu plus taf'alu, taf'alani. You see what we did? Okay? Right? Okay, we go on to whom. Okay? We already know the prefix marker. What is the prefix marker on BA? It's going to be for whom?
Yeah.
It's going to be a yeah. Yaf'aluna. Okay? We know the wow. What's the wow? Plural. We're going to hunna now. See if we trick anybody up. I'm not trying to do it. What do you think? What do everybody think? For hunna. Yaf'alna.
Oh, you said yeah?
Yes, brother.
Not
Yes.
that. Okay. We already know the noon. What's the noon? Feminine noon. That's
Feminine
plural.
or plurality.
Right? Got to make up words. Yeah, I know. You'll see why in a moment. You'll see why in a moment. Watch. It all come to light in one moment. Why is yeah. Okay? Everybody see the list now? So, for the present tense verb, third person, yaf'alu, we see the fa'il. Taf'alu, we see the fa'il. Yaf'alani, the aleph, duality. Right? Taf'alani, the aleph, duality. Okay? Hum, yaf'aluna, wow, plural. Yaf'alna, noon, feminine plural. Okay? Right? So, he is doing, she is doing, they are doing, they are doing, they are doing. Right? Yajlisu. Right? See, yajlisu. Right? He is sitting. Tajlisu. Right? Yajlisani. Right? Tajlisani. They are sitting. Yajlisuna. They are sitting. Yajlisna. Yeah, they are sitting, right? That's the conjugation of the past tense in third person. Okay? Let's go on to second person. We already know taf'alu. Right? We already know taf'alu. Okay? Right? He is doing. Right? Anti. Taf'alina. Anti takes a prefix and a suffix. Right? Okay, that's the rule for anti. Okay? We're going to go to antuma now. Okay? It's easy now. It's downhill. Why?
Because it's the same as the other one.
It's the same thing. Only thing we're going to change now is our prefix marker. So for antuma, we're not concerned about gender. We only want number now because you can't, there's not going to be any distinction now. So if we want antuma, what prefix marker are we going to use for second person? Ta.